Alright, here we go into match 2. I think this hand is pretty good. And I have played this person before. I'm trying to remember what he was on. Oh, he's playing like a discard deck. Yeah. That's fun. Alright, so... You'll turn 1 arc bound. You'll for 4 permanent start. So a him here would kind of get me if I have to discard this thought cast, but I'd rather get all my permanents into play. I'd rather get as many permanents into play as possible. Next, I'm probably going to sequence up the blue. Yeah, definitely the blue, and we're going to thought cast next turn if my opponent allows me to. And yeah, definitely now that all my lands are also swamps. So if this is a him, I hope it does not hit the thought cast. Sinkhole. Well, I don't really think I mind that too much. Didn't really need it past this turn. So let's begin by thought casting. Draw onto a bunch of gobbledygook. Now let's attack for 2. Because I am not willing yet to give up a Spring Leaf. If I top deck into a Tezzeret, I'll want to be able to play it. If my opponent tries to sinkhole my other land, I can just sack it to Arcbound. And I'll still have a Spring Leaf as a blue source, so that's good. I believe my opponent's also playing cards like Liliana the Veil. And now if he hymns me, I just don't care. Innocent Blood. Let's get rid of our tapped Midnight. Smallpox. Alright. You got me there. Let's go ahead and discard a Vault, sack Midnight, sack that. Cranial, well, that's not bad. I'm not going to be equipping it this turn. If my opponent has more stuff in hand that kills creatures, I might just be doomed here. But who knows, maybe he'll just sinkhole me again. We shall see. Pretty sweet black control deck, though. If I read a Lily, that'd be really bad. Okay, it's just a him. A him to get the last 2 lands out of my hand. A little unfortunate, but could be worse. We draw Ornithopter, which I like because I don't have to spend life here. And now it's also a discard. I mean a sack. A creature I can sack. Get in for 5 here. So yeah, this game's looking okay. My opponent's discard spells are now useless. If he tries to get me... Okay, Wasteland's pretty good here. It gets rid of my last mana source. Well, not my last. I do have the Spring Leaf. But it does get rid of a potent mana source I have at my disposal. Although perhaps my opponent... Ooh, that's dirty. What I'm going to have to do then is... let's see here. I would like to attack. I also play this Frogmite, but that's... Oh no, the Frogmite's free. What am I thinking? First though, as long as I have priority, let's go ahead and equip this here. Play Frogmite. And now if the Vampire Hexmage tries to kill my Arcbound. Oh no, that doesn't do anything because it will resolve no matter what, so the Arcbound just isn't safe any longer. But that is my opponent's only blocker as well, so perhaps he's not willing to give it up. Now, if my opponent lilies me here, I suppose I will go ahead and just sack the Arcbound. Okay, my opponent's not doing that. So what now I want to do is go ahead and do that. This is going to be a lethal attack, because if my opponent tries to get rid of the Arcbound, I can put the counter onto the Ornithopter. Alright, so we win game 1 here. Pretty sweet. What do I want to bring in? Maybe Spell Pierce. This is where my Spell Piercers will make their debut. And Phyrexian Revoker. And since my opponent is playing Sacrifice, I do want to keep in the Frogmites, and I think I will cut the Thoughtcasts. And Jite is probably not at its most powerful here. Yeah, the Hexmage can just nuke the Jite, but the Jite can kill the Vampire. I am going to shave the Jite, though. We'll see if that's a mistake this game. I love Umezawa's Jite. I think it's quickly becoming one of my favorite cards. This hand is slow. My opponent's on the play, but I think it's workable. But the problem with this hand is if my opponent has stuff like Wasteland or him, like it's actually not very good. So I think I am actually going to mull it, and I like this hand better. Like in retrospect, yeah, mulling was just better there. What does Cabal Pit do? Ooh, that's pretty good against my deck. Makes me glad I have this Tezzeret in hand. Phyrexian Revoker cannot name Cabal Pit, unfortunately. Let's go Vault of Whispers, Ornithopter, Nimnite, Vault Scourge. And we'll have to hope we draw into a blue source. What do I want to name it, this Phyrexian Revoker? Liliana the Veil is what I'm going to name with this Revoker. So no Wasteland this turn, thankfully. Is it a him? Nullrod. Do I auto lose to Nullrod? I think the answer is yes. I don't think I can beat Nullrod unless I draw Ancient Tomb. We'll play it out, but I think Nullrod is probably worse for me here than... I mean, it's Stony Silence, essentially, and my deck doesn't have many non-artifacts. Like, I don't think I can now ever play the Tezzeret. But we'll see how things go. I can play the Revoker. Some point, maybe. Also, my opponent isn't really applying any pressure here. There's the him. I'm hoping that the... Okay, I wanted the Revoker, because I don't think I can ever play this Tezzeret. Pretty sure all my blue sources are. I'll try another Tezzeret, probably not the best. Nullrod. I'm thinking about things I can put in my sideboard or main deck to counteract Nullrod. Like, maybe it's good to have a one of Karakas in my deck to potentially get around it, help get around it. That's actually a lot less good against the other version I'm running, because that plays 4 of City of Traders and 4 of Ancient Tombs. Oh, I hope this is another him. Okay, it's not. Let's say if it's a him, that'd be sweet, because then I just lose these 2 cards I can't play. Thoughtseize. Okay, yeah, that's even better. My opponent does 2 damage to himself. Now that's interesting, the Thoughtseize, because all of my... I can't play any of my spells. I guess he's trying to get to Threshold for the Cabal Pit, maybe. Okay, that's definitely a start. Ancient Tomb. Well, now I can actually play cards. This Bloodghast is doing essentially 1 damage a turn. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not gonna hold my breath here. I've considered this game already pretty much lost, but that makes me want to take a few more risks, I suppose. Yeah, I will take 2 here. As if my opponent is going to follow this up with the Lily, I do not want to lose my Ornithopter. I mean, I don't want to sacrifice one of my damage dealers. Okay, that is not good. Definitely not good. Well, I mean, I might as well play it. There's no reason not to, I don't think. Swing 2 at my opponent again. The problem is, right, going back to the Null Rod, Caracas sort of deal, is that if I really wanted to try and play around Null Rod, I guess I could play like one of basics, but then it's like, why am I not just playing another deck? So I'll take my lumps as they come. I don't think most people are packing Null Rods. Now this looks like a Lily, yeah. I wonder which my opponent will choose here. A-okay. I can kill the Lily and deal 1 to my opponent next turn. That's champion. Can't do anything. That does reduce my clock by a whole turn, but I don't want this Liliana hanging out. My opponent's only 3 cards away from having Threshold. Once my opponent has Threshold, the game is over. Because I can't do anything about him. Like, my only way to win right now is to try and win with these 2 cards I already have out. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 2 cards away. Only has 2 cards in hand, though. There's another Ancient Tomb. Let's go ahead and play it. I don't think my deck can afford to play Wasteland either, unfortunately. I guess maybe I could play like... Oh man, he is a Wasteland, so now he's only 1 card away after he gets rid of my Ancient Tomb. I suppose, I was going to say, I suppose I could play like Disenchant, but that doesn't help because all my colored sources are artifacts. What does this cost? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's just 1 card away. Is this 7? Is this another Lily? Well, no matter what, it's probably, unless it's like Garof's Messenger or something weird, I don't know. Alright, so my opponent, alright, Mox Opal. Doesn't do anything, but might as well cast it. Let's attack my opponent. Alright, so in just three turns, maybe I can get there. My opponent doggedly attacking with the Bloodghast. Well, it can't block, so. And this looks like it's it. Yeah, that's gonna be game. I'm gonna go ahead and concede to that. He's gonna kill all my creatures and I can't do anything. So that wasn't great, but Yeah, I still don't think G-Tape will help. I think we have to keep a pretty aggressive hand and hope that my opponent cannot use the null rod against me super early. I think we're just gonna have to gun it. I will play first. And this is a very gun it hand, so I'm going to keep this. So a couple options here. Could go Vault of Whispers, Springleaf. Don't like that. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I think Vault of Whispers, Springleaf is actually better. Because then if my opponent has a Wasteland turn 1, it doesn't hurt me as much. And my goal is to get a creature out here that can Spell Pierce the Null Rod. So next turn, Ancient Tomb, double Frogmite. Ancient Tomb, Revoker, double Frogmite. Okay, no turn 1 Wasteland. I like that. Vault Scourge. I like that. Let's go Revoker. Name Liliana of the Veil. Let's go Vault Scourge. Double Frogmite. Leave up a Spell Pierce for the Null Rod. Wasteland, that's fine. Is this Null Rod? Perfect. So in this instance, the Spell Pierce was much better than the Unified Will, because my opponent cannot pay for that Null Rod, and I just get to attack again. Tezzeret, perfect. Let's go ahead and beef up our Vault Scourge. Alright, now my opponent has exactly 1 turn to find a way to kill me. I like drawing a Spell Pierce here. Alright, and we win. So the Spell Pierce really carried that game. I like it a lot better now than the Unified Will. So I'll see you guys in match 3.